G'day, I'm Cameron Riley and I'm here to give you a review today of the HTC 3G Touch phone that you can see there. Can't see anything on it because the backlight has gone off. There you go, look. There you go. I've been playing with this now for about a week and thought I'd give you a quick review of what I like and what I don't like.
First of all, you should know that this is a Windows mobile phone. It's running on Windows Mobile 6.1, the version that I've got. And whilst it's a big improvement over previous versions of Windows Mobile, and I've been using Windows Mobile devices pretty much exclusively since 1998, it's still Windows Mobile, and it's not a great operating system for mobile phones, particularly when compared to something like iPhone, which I think is a much more user-friendly system. So the first thing you'll see is we have this TouchFLO 2D system is what they call it. Rather than the whole screen scrolling when you run your finger down it, you've just got this little bar down the bottom and it's got a range of presets. Home, people, messages, mail, internet, photos and videos, music, weather, map search, and programs. Let me show you something that I do like about it. You see this keyboard here, it's a fairly good keyboard for thumb typing, which previous versions of Windows Mobile didn't really have a good keyboard on them. And it's got a pretty good auto recognition system. So let's say I want to talk to a John, J-O-H-N, and it brings up all of the Johns in my address book. That's pretty handy, and you've got a little button over here. You can click it from auto to non-auto to manual letter crunching, and then you have to hit each key, you know, right number of times to get the right letter. What I don't like though is, let's say I don't want John, I want, let's say I open this John, John Hole, and then I go, that's the wrong John. To get back out of that into the John search again, I have to go up and hit this little OK button in the top right hand corner. If I hit the go back key, which is the end call button down here, it closes the whole application. It doesn't go back one step. So then when I go back into, I have to go back into contacts and do it all again. So the way that they want you to get out of it is if you go into John and you click open that John, you have to go and hit this little OK button in the top right hand corner, which is kind of crazy. It's, you know, not very big enough. You hit all these sort of menu bar buttons up here. And what this menu bar though is one of the new things that I like. If you click on that, it actually brings up a range of options where you can go into your communication settings and you can turn stuff down. But again, it doesn't take you straight in. You've got to click this little link here, and these aren't really designed for finger taps. This is the old Windows Mobile. You know, Windows Mobile have had like over a year to catch up with the iPod operating system, the iPhone operating system, sorry, and they haven't. We're still dealing with this stuff, which is really designed for a stylus. Now this phone does come with a stylus. You've got a little stylus here that slides out, which I guess is handy if you want to do some writing on it, but with this phone keyboard you don't really need it much anymore. It's got a volume button on the side, which is pretty good if you want to go into vibrate or silent mode. You just hold it down and it does that for you. I don't mind that. And it's got these three buttons here. One of the things I don't like about it is there's no photo button. There used to be a button here on the side of the HD devices you'd click to operate the camera. Doesn't exist. As far as I can tell, the only way to get the camera is you have to scroll over here and then press that button up there to put it into camera mode. Which is kind of annoying. The other major annoyance that I have is that you can't customize this scroll bar down the bottom. To have to go all the way up to the end here every time I want an application and scroll through, just too many maneuvers. I'd much rather have an iPhone style system where I can just scroll through the pages to find the buttons that I want, to be able to customize the interface a lot more. Not really HTC's fault though, it's really a Windows Mobile operating system limitation, I'm guessing. Although if they can do this thing down the bottom with the scroll bar, you would hope that they could do some more levels of customization on the top. You've still got the start bar here, which is again tiny, finicky, fairly ineffective if you're using a big thumb to navigate your way around the phone. One of the other things that I like about it is if you go into messages here, you can see this little envelope with the message appearing, and you sort of get a preview of what your message is, and you can flick through that and look at your messages. Then if you want to go into the full inbox, you can, and you can scroll through it. You notice with the scroll that it's kind of kind of iPhone-y, the scroll, but it's a bit clunky. It's not very smooth, it's a bit jittery. It does the job though. I find it a little bit unuser-friendly. Again, to shut out of click that silly little cross up the top. One of the other things I don't like about it is how difficult it is to get to your SD card. Basically, to get to the SD card, you've got to take the back cover off, take the battery out to get to your SD card. If you want to put it into a machine to transfer some photos off, it's kind of a pain. Another annoyance is that the headphones, this mini USB slot here, which is also used to power the phone. So you can only use a headphone that has a mini USB slot in it. You can't use any other sort of standard 3.5mm jack. And also you can't charge your phone in the car and use a headset at the same time. But I guess these days nearly everyone's going to be using a Bluetooth headset, and it's probably not so much of an issue. So all in all, I'd probably give this about a 6 out of 10. It's certainly the best Windows mobile device I've used over 10 years. It's certainly better than the Nokia 6210 Navigator I've been testing lately, but it's nowhere near as useful for me as an iPhone. However, I am interested to see what HTC are doing with their touch phones, and I'm looking forward to seeing their Android phone, the Google operating system, when they release that early in the new year. In summary, if you're a user who's looking for a true media playing type phone with all of the bells and whistles, I'd be looking at an iPhone, or waiting for the Android to come out in the new year and see what that looks like. But if you're more of a corporate user and you're looking for the Microsoft Exchange support, this is probably a very good option.